Spalls in concrete floors are unsightly and hazardous and must be addressed immediately. Doing so will not only improve the overall look of the floor, but also eliminate hazards for occupants and prevent further damage to the concrete. Cretefill Spall Repair is the perfect solution for fixing spalls and restoring a floor to full functionality. Before using Cretefill Spall Repair, be sure to assemble the following items: a handheld grinder with a saw blade and vacuum shroud, a vacuum to thoroughly clean the repair area, a putty knife or steel trowel, sand to provide structure for the repair material, Cretefill Spall Repair, and xylene for proper cleanup. If using cartridges, you will need a dual cartridge hand tool, a static mixing nozzle, and a container for dispensing runoff material. If using 1, 2, or 10-gallon kits, you will need plastic containers for measuring and mixing, and stir sticks. In this video, we will show you how to properly repair concrete spalls using Cretefill Spall Repair. The overall process is as follows. Prepare the edges, remove loose or broken concrete from the repair area, mix the product, fill the repair area and allow to cure, and grind the repair area to grade. Preparation is essential when repairing concrete spalls. Good preparation will ensure the spall repair material will adhere to the surrounding surface and will perform for many years. The edges of the spall must be prepared so that the spall repair will properly bond to the concrete and not separate. A distinct vertical edge around the entire repair area is very important. Using a handheld grinder, cut a vertical edge around the perimeter of the spall. This edge needs to be a minimum of 1/2 inch deep around the entire perimeter of the spall. After cutting open the spall, remove all debris and dust from the area using a vacuum or by blowing it out. Be sure not to use water. The spall material is highly moisture sensitive and should not be applied to wet or damp surfaces. Oil, rubber, and other contaminants will not bond with the spall repair material and must be removed. Before application, be sure to read and understand the product safety data sheet. There you will find recommendations for safety gear and equipment, along with proper disposal recommendations. Cretefill Spall Repair should be above 70 degrees Fahrenheit or 21 degrees Celsius prior to application and can be applied in almost any temperature from -20 degrees to 130 degrees Fahrenheit or -29 degrees to 54 degrees Celsius. To begin, shake or stir Part B thoroughly. For cartridges, shake the cartridge for 2 minutes. For 1 and 2 gallon kits, shake the B side for approximately 2 minutes. For 10-gallon kits, stir the B side gently with a drill and paddle mixer for several minutes. When using cartridges, fill the spall to grade with the spall repair material and then sprinkle coarse sand over the top until refusal. For 1, 2, and 10-gallon kits, measure out equal amounts of Part A and Part B into a mixing container. It is important that the ratio is 1:1. If desired, blend in sand and mix well. Sand is used as a filler and a way to control flow. It also makes the spall repair stronger. Sand may be added at a ratio of 1:1 or a maximum of 2:1 parts sand to mixed product. The sand should have no moisture content. It must be dry. Do not use commonplace sand used in sandboxes because it has too much moisture. Dry silica sand can be purchased at your local building supply stores and range in grit sizes from 12 to 60. 20 grit sand was used in this video. Pea gravel can also be used on very large spalls. Fly ash can also be used as filler. In exterior applications, the use of dry silica sand will reduce discoloration from UV rays. It is important to note that while Crete-Fill Spall Repair is sold in 10-gallon kits, a pump is typically not used to apply the product. Rather, applicators who purchase a 10-gallon kit do so for the cost benefit of buying in bulk. Most applicators find it easier to mix and apply Spall Repair using 1 or 2-gallon kits. This is because Spall Repair has a fairly short pot life, and they can mix one batch per spall area and avoid product waste. Once parts A and B have been blended, the mixture will become very hot and must be placed immediately. Pour the mixed product into the repair area and use a flat edge to smooth it to grade. Mix only the amount of material that can be used quickly. Generally, it is a good idea to mix up several small batches rather than one large batch. Pot life of the Spall Repair is approximately 2 to 6 minutes, depending on the temperature and quantity mixed for the repair. Allow the Spall Repair to cure for approximately 45 minutes or until hard to the touch. For best results, use a flexible grinding wheel to grind smooth. If sand was not mixed into the Spall Repair mixture, scraping or cutting the excess material may also be done with a sharp razor blade cutter. Cut as soon as the product is set, but not completely hard. If the repair area exists on either side of a control joint, the control joint must be recut in order to allow for slab movement. Here's a recap. Prepare the edges, remove loose or broken concrete from the repair area, mix the product, fill the repair area and allow to cure, and grind the repair area to grade. Repairing concrete spalls can be done quickly and permanently using Crete-Fill Spall Repair. In fact, the repair can be stronger than the original concrete. With minimal effort and downtime, your concrete floors will not only be protected from further damage, but will look great for years to come.